Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pitch Pass Podcast. It's me, it's Brando.
What up? It's Brett.
Hey, and we are covering the AFC East today. But we're going to get started with the Buffalo Bills, and they are right now the presumed Super Bowl favorite. And it makes total sense with the offseason they had. This
hmm
roster, the way it's constructed from top to bottom, they have a top three quarterback in Josh Allen. They, well, top five at the very least, quarterback in Josh Allen.
Yeah.
A great receiving core, very deep defensive line. Why they're deep at wide receiver. There's not really a hole in their offensive line, and they even drafted a running back to possibly take a bunch of carries. It's just there's not really a major hole on this roster anywhere.
Yeah, so if you look at what the Bills are paying most of these guys and how their roster's constructed, I really don't think that they're overpaying anyone. They got Stephon Diggs pretty damn cheap, all things considering. Um, the cap hit is a little bit bigger, but the actual salary they're paying him isn't bad. Um, Tre'Davious White, I understand he's a little expensive, but I feel like that's definitely worth it. Josh Allen is not making much money at all, so they're definitely able to construct a really solid roster around him. I don't really have anything negative to say about this team. I think that they draft really well. I think that they've developed all of their players that they've drafted really well. Um, I think that the only thing that you could possibly say that could be and I don't even think this is a negative. I think it's just kind of getting outplayed a little bit in the draft. Um, I think that the Bills, the way that my mock draft was going, I had the Bills taking McDuffie, but they ended up getting Elam because the Chiefs ended up sniping McDuffie right before the Bills could get him. So, um, yeah, I think that's really the only thing that I could say negatively about their draft, and it's not something that I could say negatively about their roster because I still think that they drafted fantastic. Elam is a fantastic corner as well. I think they just wanted McDuffie, but I think that they'll both have very good careers. I think that the acquisition of James Cook should really help in the run game. Obviously, Josh Allen's a big dude, and he's very capable of running. We've seen him hurdle and try to hurdle guys. He's incredibly athletic. I think he's one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in the league. Um, I like how they drafted. Obviously, the addition of Von Miller, some of the guys that they signed. I think this roster is very well constructed, top to bottom, and I think this year we're really, really going to get a taste of um what Bills Mafia see in their team.
Exactly, and I'm really excited to see their defensive line play. See Ed Oliver, Von Miller, Greg Rousseau, AJ Epinesa all on the field at the same time on passing downs.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a really good pass rush. Their secondary is still going to be really good, um, and their offense is going to be. I I don't know this for sure because I know they have a difficult schedule this year, but I feel like their offense is going to be just about as productive as it was last year, if not maybe a little bit more. I feel like what happened last year, um, just not getting that chance to try to score in that conference semifinal, I feel like that lit a fire under them, and I feel like they're just gonna go this year.
Exactly, and I just really think that they may just this team's ready to go to the Super Bowl. Like I can't think of a team in the AFC that is as complete as they are, outside of maybe the Chargers.
Yeah, the Chargers have a really, really. I think the Chargers probably have the best roster, but um,
Yeah, I think that the Chargers are just so like they got stars on their team.
yeah,
let's look at Buffalo's schedule real quick. They start their year at the Rams,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to be a fantastic game to kick off the NFL season
Yeah.
on Thursday night. And Aaron Donald against Josh Allen and Jalen Ramsey going up against Stephon Diggs all game. It's going to just be a
Mm-hmm.
lot of fun to watch.
Yeah,
And then,
it's what the Super Bowl matchup really should have been last year, to be honest. And the Bills have
and
only
then
gotten better this year, so.
honestly, what if the Bills would have lost to the Bengals too?
You know, I my
What
my
what the Bengals would have gotten in a shootout with them too?
my logical process for this is what happened in Buffalo with okay, if Buffalo had
But
been in
Tyreek
that
Hill took it.
situation and won that coin flip, I agree. They most likely would not have scored in those 13 seconds. But uh if we're talking Bills versus Bengals, I think I don't think that the Bills would have wasted that opportunity to score. I think they would have found a way.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I I just don't know. It,
The
I
the Chiefs were too duality dependent in that game and it screwed them.
maybe yeah. I think the Chiefs are honestly gonna be better off in offense this year without Tyreek Hill. Weirdly
I
enough,
completely agree.
have way more depth in their receiving core
Yeah.
than just only two guys that could get open. Let's be real. McCole Hardman is more just a gadget guy and deep threat, and that's about it.
Yes. Which
He's
is
not
why
like a
it's going to be so interesting to see him play alongside MVS in my opinion.
yeah. Have him, MVS, and Juju on the field at the same time. Points. How long until Moore just takes his job?
I really don't know. He's looked really, really good so far. Um, I'm very happy with all of the Chiefs acquisitions. I think the Justin Ross acquisition is probably my favorite because we don't have to pay him shit. Um, yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to have a very good roster, and I think that people are actually going to sneakily underrate them. Which sounds weird because I know you have a lot of people out there that are like, oh, the Chiefs are just going to be the team to beat for the next however many years. But it's like, okay, the Bengals beat the Chiefs last year. I mean, you could say they had better weapons for sure. I don't think anybody could really argue that. Um, but the Bills have a fantastic roster. The Ravens have a stud quarterback, fantastic roster. If you look just like top to bottom, dude, I there's a lot of teams that are up and coming that are really good, and
Yeah,
it's a scary time to be in the AFC.
yeah, it really is. The AFC is just like you said, from top to bottom is so good. Like even the Jags have potential to like do some damage this year.
Yeah.
'Cause now they have a competent coaching staff.
Yeah.
But man, well, let's look at the Bills' schedule right now, real quick,
So they open
and
with the Rams.
they open with the
Then
Rams.
they play Titans, Dolphins, Ravens, Steelers, Chiefs, Packers, Jets, Vikings, Browns, Lions, Patriots, Jets, Dolphins, Bears, Bengals, and Patriots again. Um,
So
I
a pretty winnable schedule.
yeah, I think they
How the
probably have the
fuck did
best
they draw
record.
Chicago?
I don't know. That's easy dub. I
Yeah,
can't imagine
good.
them losing that in any capacity.
No, yeah. There's if Chicago somehow pulls up that upset next year, I am just gonna spit out all the water I've ever drank my entire life.
Yeah, yeah. You're gonna have to look at Buffalo a little different after that.
Yeah, but hey, they lost to the Steelers last year, week one.
Yeah,
It was at Pittsburgh, but still.
I mean, they lost to the better Josh Allen too. You know.
I know the Jags beat them last year, won their few wins. So 11 wins.
That's their projected.
That's their win-loss total. So let's see.
Hmm.
Do you think they can beat the Rams? I think they
I
can,
do think they can. I don't know
but
how
do you
they're gonna
think they
start out the
do?
year. Yeah, I think that's really the golden
Ooh,
question. I think
it's
that
interesting. I think the
they.
Rams
Yeah, go ahead.
win week one.
Okay. I could really see it going either way, but I think I'm fine with that. Excuse
Let
me.
me look through.
Um, I think I'm fine with saying that the Rams can win week one. Um, it I feel like that partially depends on where Odell's gonna sign to. I feel like that's an important thing.
I put them at under. I put them right at 11 wins. I wanted to get them 11 and a half.
Hmm. That's fair. That's valid. That's a good I think that's pretty fair for them. Um, yeah,
Also,
so
I hate every schedule that has the Browns on it.
yeah, I feel the same way. Um, yeah, I think they have some really easy free wins in here. I think some
Yeah,
of these
like
teams are just gonna
every
steamroll.
game against the Jets,
The Jets, the Bears,
the Bears, they should beat Detroit.
yeah. Dolphins, I
Green
think they
Bay,
can probably
okay.
beat.
Green Bay is going to be another big game, October 30th.
Yeah, we're gonna have some really fun.
That's a prime time game too. That's going to be a big one.
Yeah,
And also the week prior, the Chiefs Bills again. Oh,
yeah,
like they have a couple of really big games in a row here. Like look, it go like they start off the year with like teams either in their division or that have made the playoffs
yes.
recently.
Mm-hmm.
Rams, Super Bowl champions, Dolphins in their division. Ravens are going to be a good team next year. Steelers,
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs, and then Packers. Like they start off of a rough stretch. If they can come out there with a winning record, that says a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
Those first 5 games are going to say a lot about what this Buffalo Bills team is.
I think they're the real deal though, for sure.
Well, the first half of the season. I
I
think they're the real deal.
yeah.
I'm just interested to see what their final record ends up being.
I think it'll be pretty decent. I think they're definitely capable of getting 11 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would say 12 wins is possible. I don't really know if they can hit 13. I think that's kind of like the
So you think there are 12 wins? So is like around where you think their cap is?
yeah. I think it's
12 out of 7. We have to always
possible.
remember I was 17.
Yeah. It's possible that they could get 13, but I think it's most likely that like you said, they have that really tough stretch.
Start the year.
Yeah, and then they have, if I'm not mistaken, let me look back. Yeah, there's a break between the Chiefs matchup and Packers matchup. Um, so I think that is going to be their two, having those two games right there is going to be interesting. I know they're not back to back or anything, but I think that honestly might make it worse is having the week off between. You might have more prep time, but with that Packers team, you haven't seen them really play without Devontae yet. I think that they're going to be a more versatile team. I think they're going to be doing things that you haven't seen yet. So those are kind of
Yeah,
my
and
mid-season loss predictions for the Bills. I don't know if they lose to the Chiefs, but we don't know what the Chiefs look like yet. So I think it's just going to be something very difficult for them to do. to overcome that.
And something that always helped the Patriots for years. Good thing for them, they get to play the Jets twice a year.
Yeah, true. And the Dolphins used to be really bad. They're not so bad anymore, but
Yeah, they're not as bad right now. And honestly, I'm really excited to see what they end up doing, what the Dolphins are going to do this year.
well, let's
Right.
let's
We
hop
ready to
right into
wrap
the
up, Bills? All
Dolphins.
right,
Yep.
let's go right into the Dolphins. Okay, so
Dolphins had some of the biggest offseason moves, in my opinion.
yeah, they really did. Pulling off that trade for Tyreek Hill,
Yeah.
bagging Mike Gesicki, making sure he's back next year, and making sure Xavier Howard comes back. Like this, they signed Cedric Wilson from the Cowboys, Connor Williams,
Hmm.
Terrell Armstead, so that offensive line is gonna be a lot better. They added Melvin Ingram to help with the edge. Like this offense and defense is just primed to have a nice little run in the AFC. There's so many good AFC teams. There's gonna be a great team that's just not gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure.
So with the extra playoff seed.
Um, I'm gonna start by saying, can we sign a fucking petition to get Tyreek Hill to just stop talking about his time with the Chiefs? Like,
Oh, his podcasts are great. He was
hearing,
way more accurate.
yeah,
He's way more accurate, man.
yeah. I don't have anything against Tua. I feel like he's he doesn't have the ceiling that he was thought to have. I do think that Tua throws a nice spiral. I think that he's a little overhated, and like I meme on him a little bit because I don't think he has such a strong arm, but I don't think it's like noodle arm. Um, but saying that Tua throws a prettier ball than Pat, and like
Yeah, well, I
saying that he
understand.
wants the breadbasket passes like directly to him, like,
I
bro,
understand what he says, what he's saying about on art. I'm gonna say this: Tua is the best RPO quarterback in college football history.
yeah.
It's a weird thing to say, but it's true. Like he can hit receivers good in stride for yak opportunities and like short and intermediate parts of the field.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. It's just like, why does he feel the need to say these things? I don't know.
Well, I don't blame him for wanting to gas up his new teammate.
I agree with that, completely fine with that. But uh
I think Tyreek Hill is still going to be a fantastic wide receiver.
oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely, no question.
Um, Honestly, I'm very excited to just watch this team play. I'm Christian Wilkins is another player I like on their
Hmm.
defensive line. He plays interior defensive line. He just plays with he just plays the game the right way and can play up and down the defensive line.
Hmm.
Played some defensive end at Clemson too. Athletic. He hit a backflip in the middle of the field before. Like he's just a fun player to watch, and I really want to see him succeed.
Hmm.
Jalen Phillips is a player that like went all across the place in college. Him and Melvin Ingram on the defensive line with each other is gonna be great to watch.
Hmm.
Like this, I think it's gonna be a really fun team. It's gonna be a fun team to watch.
I big fan of Melvin Ingram. I love that
I know.
signing. The Teron Armstead signing was really, really fantastic for them. I think they've done a really good job of putting pieces around Tua to help him succeed. I think it's largely just up to him to, you know, put in that work and to succeed. Not that I'm saying I don't think he can or will, but
I think
it's
he will.
yeah. I think he'll do fine too. I
Here's
think
the
the
thing.
Bills dominate that division though. I don't think it's really going to be close, but I don't think that's his fault.
I kind of like what Tyreek Hill is saying. Honestly, I agree. I think what he wants is for a lot of plays to be more like a punt return for him,
Mm-hmm.
and for him to be more like a deep threat and have to track the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like that Tyreek Hill is better with just the ball in his hands, no matter than just trying to track it.
Yeah.
So I understand what he's saying by that he just wants a guy who's just gonna like get it to a specific spot for him to try to like get some extra yards. I get what he's trying. I get what he's saying there.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, but I do think Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than Tua.
Oh, no question.
I don't think he was trying. I don't think he was trying to say anything like that though.
Yeah, I you never know. But
I think he did feel like Andy Reid didn't appreciate him though.
you know, I don't see I don't see that. But I guess if he feels wronged in any way, I just hope he knows that we all appreciated his time with us and
Mm-hmm.
that he did a lot for us.
Yeah, he that like teams were honest. He was right when he said that teams were afraid of Tyreek Hill.
Mm-hmm.
They were afraid of him like going deep on him. He was 100. He's 100% correct about that.
I mean, they should be.
It's like you, even though Patrick Mahomes does have a winning record without Tyreek Hill as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like the offense does play and function better with Tyreek Hill in it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Completely agree with that.
But let's look at the Miami Dolphins schedule. They start the year with the Patriots in Miami. So this game's gonna be just weird.
Mm-hmm.
Every time the Patriots go to Miami, something fucking weird happens.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun game to watch. On September 11th, by the way, 9/11, what a tragedy.
That's Patriots Dolphins on 9/11.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Then
Ah.
then they have the Ravens,
I got
Bills, Bengals, Jets, Vikings, Steelers, Lions, Bears, Browns, Texans, 49ers, Chargers. Ooh, this stretch is rough right here. 49ers, Chargers, Bills, Packers.
Yeah, that honestly could be 4 L's in a row. That
And then the Patriots at Foxborough. A 5-game stretch to end the year. Woof.
yeah.
Like if Deshaun doesn't play, the 4 games before that are a cakewalk. Because
Yeah.
you can beat the Lions. You have enough talent. You can beat the Bears. You can beat the Browns without Deshaun.
And the Texans. Yeah,
The Texans you can beat. 49ers, that
that's
game
a
is going
tough
to be
ask. Yeah.
rough. That's a tough out. And I'm pretty sure it's at San Fran.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's at home. Yeah.
Yep, it's at San Francisco. So you're also going to the other side. You're going to the opposite coast. So travel, you have to take that in consideration.
Mm-hmm.
And man, you have to go play against a top 5 edge player in the NFL of Nick Bosa.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to play against his brother the very next week.
That defense as a whole, yeah.
It's funny. You get to play against both Bosas back-to-back weeks.
I know. Oh, how lucky them, right?
Yeah, lucky them. Hey, at least they're on the West Coast. I wonder if the Dolphins were smart, which I think McDaniels is smart.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's just gonna have them stay over in California since it's in Los Angeles for the Chargers.
Yeah, they definitely could. Just travel the coast a little bit. I don't think it's a bad idea.
Just find somewhere to practice.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
But
shit, use a high school field, make the high schoolers happy.
Then the Bills, and then they had the Packers. They have the Packers on Christmas Day.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't think that there's any way they win against the Chargers. I think the Chargers roster is just so much better.
Yeah, I think the Chargers are going to take it. Chargers are a chainsaw. They're going to take so many teams just to the woodshed this year.
And I feel the same sentiment about Buffalo. Um, I think the way it's going to work out, both of those teams are pretty. They're going to have two of if yeah. I was going to
That
say
may be the AFC Championship game.
yeah. The
Either
Ravens are definitely dark horse, but
I think, yeah, I think that's honestly, I think those are the top three teams in the AFC for me.
yeah, same,
Ravens, Chargers, and Bills are probably the top three teams in the AFC.
definitely same. Yeah. It's the Dolphins are in an interesting spot. They're kind of like in that in between transitioning phase where it's like we're not really sure what they're gonna look like. They haven't
Also,
been amazing, but we'll see what they look like now. I don't think they've been
let's talk
bad.
about Lamar Jackson. That the Ravens are in that kind of situation
Hmm.
with their skill position players.
Yeah,
It's absolutely insane.
yeah. I love the Ravens. You were definitely higher on Lamar than I was before I started watching film back and kind of looking at some stuff. Um, I think the Ravens definitely are a sneaky candidate having that defense back. I'm very high on their defense. I wasn't as high on Lamar, but I went back and started looking at some statistics. I went back and watched film, and I feel like giving Lamar any amount of help, um, I- your offense is going to be much better off.
Yeah, and yeah, I just think the Ravens are in a really good spot.
Hmm.
Okay, let's see. So let's pull up the Dolphins win loss total.
They actually have a pretty decent amount of cap space left too. They have almost $17 million in cap space left.
8.5. So 9 wins. So 8.5. I think they can win 9 games.
Mm,
I think they
I
beat the Patriots week 1.
Yeah, I have them right at 8, 9 wins myself, so I have them somewhere in the 8.5 range as well. Um, Again, I think it's really going to depend on what the Browns look like and whether or not they get that last win. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, if Deshaun is not suspended, then I think they're probably.
I think they can maybe win 10 games if Deshaun is suspended. No, I'll take their over. I
I
think they can win
I
nine
think they can
games.
win 9.
Deshaun,
Yeah.
I think they can beat the Steelers.
Uh,
I think they can beat the Steelers.
yeah.
I think they beat the Jets twice. I think they can beat the Patriots twice.
I think they can probably take advantage of the Steelers secondary a little bit. Yeah. I think that's doable. I think they could be a 9 win team. But like
Yeah.
10 wins is their high ceiling. 9 wins
Mhm.
is like their ceiling and then 8 wins is probably about like ground level. So I don't hate it, but
Yeah. I yeah, I feel comfortable taking their over, honestly. Dolphins, I just like the Bills, I pays off having the schedule they do.
mhm.
Their schedule is fairly easy until their rough, like 4 game stretch.
Yeah.
Then good thing for them, their last 2 games are Patriots, and then their last game of the season is the Jets.
Yeah.
But man, it must suck going 49ers, Chargers, Bills, Packers in a row.
Yeah, that's a tough out for sure.
Just
That's going to
absolute
hurt.
murderer's row of it.
That's definitely going to be like an ego check if they have a win streak before that. That's definitely going to be like, oh hey, hi, how you doing? Get fucked. Yeah.
All right, let's move to the former dynasty of this division, the
You
Patriots.
said former dynasty. I accidentally clicked on the picture of the Jets.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's.
Oh, from way back, way back.
No, it wasn't an accident. It's coming soon. Zach
Oh
Wilson.
God, yeah, no, Zach Wilson's fucking garbage. I have the opinion. I think Zach Wilson is not good. But
Well, we'll
I'll say
talk
that
about it.
for
We'll
the
talk
Jets.
about it. Yeah.
So the Patriots, they went and they traded for Devontae Parker from the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Little in division trade. You don't see that super often. They lost Shaq Mason to the Bucks, which sucks for them. Um, they got Drill Prepper, safety from the Giants. Man, they really did not do very much in free agency this year because how much they spent last year. They pull off a trade for Mac Wilson, linebacker from the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, they really didn't add it much in free agency. We know the draft. They drafted Cole Strange a little bit too early.
Mm-hmm.
They drafted. I do like the wide receiver they drafted from Baylor. They needed Tyquan Thompson. Like they needed a deep threat,
Yeah.
and that definitely should help them. Cole Strange was a reach. They could have honestly. I don't get why you draft him there. Because you could have just traded back, gotten more picks for next year, or even this draft class, well, like this past draft class if you liked it that much.
Mm-hmm.
Just take advantage of where you know the consensus is. You know, like I
Yeah.
don't understand the process there.
So
Like,
people always say uh don't underestimate Bill Belichick in the draft. Like you never know, but like you ha
it's
at
okay
some
to
point
like it.
you have to acknowledge that like some of it has been completely blind luck. Like thinking you're snagging Tom Brady that late, no, that is
Okay.
not accurate. That was just like a happen chance.
I will say the draft class where he went and got Chandler Jones and Dante Hightower, that was fantastic. That was a great
Yeah.
draft class.
Yeah, no, no. I'm not saying that he has bad drafts, especially defensively, but people
Oh,
don't understand his decision making the majority of the time.
like I bet that Marcus Jones from Houston is going
Hmm.
to end up being a good corner. Because you know what? That's one thing Bill Belichick knows how to scout
Hmm.
and how to develop is corners. For some reason, he's always been able to do it throughout his entire time
Yeah.
in the NFL. You just saw one go to the Chargers and J.C. Jackson. Like he's going to be fantastic for him.
Yeah. The Patriots have
Oh.
just been letting those guys go though. Like
Well, they don't want to re-sign him for a bunch of money.
yeah, and that's weird to me. I don't know
Belichick's
why.
always about conserving the cap, and until last year when he spent the most on a cap that anyone has ever has in a single off season.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there.
Just to get their backs blown out by Buffalo.
Yeah, my opinion is Mac Jones has hit a ceiling.
I agree with that sentiment. I mean, I
So
think that he in a different system would be able to do different things, but within that system, I think he's hit a ceiling. You have a coach who doesn't want you to try to take downfield passes, which I don't think that's like his strong suit or anything. But I think they are playing very much to the strength of the team rather than the individual, and we haven't seen Mac Jones do much outside of like uh what we've only seen a few like downfield passes from him. Um, I feel like we don't know what his like physical athletic peak are, but we know what his ceiling is as a football player,
yeah,
just because of the system he's in.
so your over under is 8.5 wins. I'm gonna go with under.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
agree.
think we can hit that.
I have them at 7, exactly 7.
Like game one against the Dolphins, I think they're gonna lose against the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Them against the Steelers, that's gonna be an interesting game. That'll be a toss up. Them against the Ravens, I'll take the Ravens. Packers, Patriots, I'll take the Packers. Lions, Patriots, I think that game is gonna be a sneaky game. I'm gonna wait to bet on that game and see what
Mm-hmm.
the line is for that. And if they give any points to Detroit, I'm taking it.
Yeah,
I think
I agree.
Detroit is scrappy, and
Yes.
I think that could be a win for the Lions there.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could beat the Browns. I think that's a win. I
Yeah.
think even with Deshaun Watson, I think that could be a sneaky win for the Patriots just because I think Bill Belichick knows how to scheme up a defense
Mm-hmm.
to like throw off a quarterback I think he would be ready for Deshaun Watson if he does play.
Yeah.
Bears,
Yep.
I think they can beat the Bears.
Absolutely.
Jets, I think they can beat the Jets. Colts, they're losing to the Colts. I think the Colts are a good team.
Yeah, I think the Colts are definitely going to surprise some people this year.
Yeah, I think the Colts are actually good. Patriots, Jets, I think they can probably sweep the Jets. I think the Jets are going to still be bad. Um, Patriots, Vikings, I could see the Vikings winning that game. I think Vikings are gonna be, the normal Viking team where they're about 500, to where they can beat some good teams and lose to some bad teams.
Yeah.
Bills, I think the Bills are a chainsaw. I don't think the Patriots can beat them a single time this year.
Mhm. I
Cardinals, I think
agree.
the Cardinals are gonna beat them as well. I think by that point, DeAndre Hopkins will already be back. DeAndre Hopkins, Hollywood Brown, Rondale Moore, AJ Green, they're they have a legitimate amount of pass catchers. Also, with Zach Ertz, uh, Trey McBride,
Mhm.
just a cornucopia of pass catchers there in Arizona to deal with, and James Conner in the run game. So I don't think the
Love James
Patriots
Conner.
will be able to.
Yeah.
I don't think the Patriots will be able to keep up with the Cardinals at that point in the
Yeah.
season.
I agree.
I think the Cardinals' offense is, as soon as D Hop gets back and gets into it,
Mhm.
gets into the rhythm, I think that Cardinals offense is going to be rolling people,
And
just
dude,
lighting up
with
teams.
with him coming back, with him getting that rest and then coming back, I think he's gonna look the best that he's looked in a couple of years. He's gonna be healthy. He's gonna be rested. I think it's gonna be a really good look.
Hey, they're not going to test you again for a minute for it. Take it
Well,
again.
hey, if you come back positive, I mean,
Hey, I mean, take it like right after you failed the test, like that day, just
mhm,
take it again right then.
true.
This is like it's not. JK, don't take performance enhancing drugs, but
They
still.
shorten your
So
lifespan. Don't take, yeah, don't do that.
then they play the Raiders. I don't think they can beat the Raiders. I think the Raiders are very talented. Bengals, I don't think they can beat the Bengals.
I think there's a
Dolphins,
chance they can beat the Raiders. I think there's a chance. I don't
there's
think
a
they
chance.
do, but that's like the
Next chance
defining.
is Derek Carr being hurt.
Yeah.
Bengals, I don't think they can beat the Bengals unless
No.
Joe Burrow's hurt.
That's Christmas Eve. That's gonna be a fun game.
Dolphins, Dolphins, that could be 50-50, but
Mhm.
since it's in Foxborough and that's during the Dolphins really tough stretch,
Mhm.
and then they end up the year in Buffalo at Buffalo. Probably the Bills, unless if it's another blizzard situation like it was last year, but I
Yeah.
doubt it.
I don't think they're
Even
gonna get away with another three
I don't think
pass
it would
type.
happen.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so either. But no, I don't think. I think the Patriots are more likely to have a top 10 draft pick
Mhm.
than to win 8 games.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm gonna take the under for him.
I agree. I feel the
Don't
same
think.
sentiment.
I think the dynasty is over, guys, and I'm sorry.
I'm not.
I know you're not. Chiefs fan.
Ready to move on
Okay.
to the Jets?
Yep, we'll move to the Jets. 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 Garbage.
That
Garbage.
video is wholesome though.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Um,
Um,
I feel like the Jets
I like
had
their
another one of the
draft.
best drafts. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going for.
I
Um,
didn't like the Brees Hall pick because I felt like I had on a hat with
mhm,
Michael Carter last
I
year.
completely agree. Yeah, I don't understand that pick. Um, I'm
Like you
glad they
could,
didn't waste a first round pick on it at least, is what I do have to
yeah.
say. I know a lot
I
of
mean,
these teams are moving towards like the committee backs, and I don't really understand that. Like, I don't really understand handcuffing the value of your number one. I understand like having a backup that's good, but like, what's
why
the
use
point?
the second round pick on that then? Than
Exactly.
just trading back.
Like they should have drafted probably interior line with that pick. I don't know who's available at that spot. Let me see.
There could have been a bunch of. You could have drafted a bunch of different players. The Jets have a bunch of holes. You could have went corner. You could have won. Like you could have went and got another corner to go opposite of Sauce Gardner.
True. They could have gotten Troy Anderson or something. I don't know. Anyway, um, I don't feel like they had a bad draft. Um,
Yeah.
I don't
That's
like that
that's
second
just
round pick.
that's just me nitpicking.
Yeah. Um, the Jets are in a difficult place because we don't know the quarterback ceiling. They've had a lot of health issues. I know you're not high on Zach Wilson. I don't think he's like fantastic, but I'm not ready to say he's a bust yet. I really need to see what he's going to do this year. Um,
Hmm.
Sauce Gardner is really going to help on the defensive end. Garrett Wilson's going to add another fantastic weapon. Jermaine Johnson, I really love that pick. I think getting him there is a really, really good late first round pick. I think that was
Hmm.
probably one of the better late round picks. Um, the Jets roster, they have some really, really good pieces. They have some really good defensive pieces. I like some of their ads. I like some of their backups. Um, I love the fact that they added Zerline, by the way. But
Yeah, me too.
they have a lot of guys that are good. They just haven't had a lot of like consistent number ones or guys that weren't injured. Um, I think this year is really going to show us what type of team they're going to be. You still have some of these big names on a rookie contract, so I think that this year or next year are going to be your chance to kind of prove yourself. But I think Buffalo owns that division for the foreseeable future.
Buffalo or Dolphins,
Miami,
honestly.
yeah, I feel the exact same way.
Mm.
I think it's gonna be Buffalo in large part, but I feel like Miami definitely has potential to show some upside
Just
for it.
just because Josh Allen's just a fucking freak
Stud,
of nature,
yeah.
but so the Jets over under on the year is 5.5 games. I'll put it at the under. I don't think they won 5 games.
You said it was 5.5.
5.5. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's under as
I don't think they
well. Um,
like they open up the season with the Ravens.
mhm,
I don't trust that game for
no.
them. Then
Browns,
it's Cleveland.
yeah. I think
Depends who's the quarterback.
I think regardless of quarterback, they probably still lose. But
I think
well,
it's gonna be
not if it's
if it's
Jacoby Brissett.
Brissett or
Sorry, yeah.
Dobbs. Brissett or Dobbs, it'll be interesting.
I
If it's
I think
Baker or Deshaun, it's not gonna go well.
I think Dobbs can pull it out, but Brissett no. Um,
And they play the Bengals.
yeah, that's a
I think they
loss.
probably lose the Bengals. Steelers up in the air.
Yeah. So there's one versus
Dolphins.
Dolphins loss
I think Packers
loss
loss. Broncos with Russell Wilson loss.
loss. Patriots
Patriots.
probably
Yeah.
loss. Yeah,
Bills.
definite loss.
I think that's up in the air. That's in New York. Division games are weird.
Yeah, but
Probably a loss, but
probably a
it
loss.
maybe. Patriots again, up in the air.
I'll give them one of two against the Patriots. Why not?
Bears.
Yeah,
Them against the Bears is gonna be interesting. That'll be
that
a fun game to watch.
I think they win that. I don't think
I
the
don't
Bears
know.
have the offensive
I
weaponry to really contest.
I think Justin Fields is a much better quarterback than Zach. Okay, I'm gonna put this out there. I always thought Justin Fields should have went number 2 to the Jets. I think he would have been a much better choice than Zach Wilson.
That
And I
is
think they
fair.
would be much ahead on the rebuild if
Hmm.
they would have.
Yeah. The Bears are like quarterback fucking machines. Um, it feels like all of the guys that they take that have potential, they just suck the fucking life out of them, and they're like, "Well, our defense
Right.
played well. Why can't our offense?" And it's like, um,
You don't put anything around
the
them.
best
Oh.
weapon that you've had in a while on offense,
Just signed with the Rams.
yeah, it was Allen Robinson. That was really it. Let's be honest. Also, oh my God,
Or no,
I
Mooney.
know,
Mooney's good.
yeah, I know we're not talking about the Bears right now, but I do just want to say prayers up for Tariq Cohen, man. I
Poor man, and he got hurt again, and I just feel
Yeah.
so
I love
sorry.
him as a person. I
He played
got
so. I liked him as a player too. He
yeah.
played really well for them. Just,
I got
hate
to
to
see
see.
him up in personal at a Bears game a couple of
Mhm.
years ago. I think he's really, really talented. I definitely think he's underrated, especially for his size.
Mhm.
His vision for the field and his agility are really, really good. I think he's criminally underrated. I
Mhm.
really hope he can bounce back from this. Nothing but love and prayers for him. But
But
back to the Jets.
so then against the Vikings, I would take the Vikings.
Hmm.
Bills again at Buffalo. Bills are probably going to take it.
Hmm.
Then against the Lions, that'll be an interesting
I
game.
think
I
the
would
Lions
honestly
win
take
it.
the Lions. Yep.
Yeah.
Then against the
Uh,
Jags, I'll take the Jags.
yeah. I think they beat the Seahawks. And then the Dolphins to finish out the year. Again, I have them like between 4, 5, 6, somewhere in that range. 6 is like high ceiling. Um, and that depends again, like we've been talking about with all of these teams. It depends on if Deshaun plays or not. Um,
Yep.
I have them right about 4.5, 5 wins. If Deshaun does play and looks good. Um, but
Mhm.
if not, then they could reach that 5.5, 6 type mark. But I still, they're definitely adding pieces to help this roster, and they definitely have some of these guys on the rookie contracts that are helping, or just team friendly contracts that are helping. But uh, I think with how dominant Buffalo is and with how solid Miami is, I think they're really going to struggle to do anything.
Yeah, I think so too. All right. So that was the AFC East, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Pitch Pass podcast. We appreciate y'all for coming in. Please like and subscribe, and we'll be back next time with another one from the AFC. We only have the AFC South left to go.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one too.
All
All
right.
right. Peace out,
We
guys.
need that one. Peace out.